पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So last few days we had been discussing about Lord Nrsingadev's pastimes, also Prahlad Maharaj's pastimes, Prahlad Maharaj's instructions on the occasion of Nrsinga Chaturdashi. So yesterday we concluded that session, and so we are back to Uddhava Gita. Some devotees also requested me that I continued with Prahlad Maharaj's instructions, but I thought, like since we started with Uddhava Gita, let's continue with Uddhava Gita. So we started off with Uddhava Gita, 11th canto. Uddhava Gita actually starts, as you all remember, from the 7th chapter. But 6th chapter also is very important, because 6th chapter describes that Brahma came along with the demigods and requested that Krishna could now go back to the spiritual world. And it's important because we must remember Krishna came due to Brahma's request. And the condition of this world was very, very critical, and the demoniac kings were causing a lot of distress to Mother Earth, and therefore so Brahma, along with Mother Earth in the form of a cow, and the demigods went to the bank of the milk ocean, and Brahma offered Purusha Shukta prayers to the Lord. And Brahma didn't see the Lord, but he heard the Lord's voice. And Kshirodakshay Vishnu assured him that I would be coming. And he told that let all the demigods take birth in the Yadu and Vrishni dynasties to assist him. Now here the interesting thing to note also, that although it was Kshirodakshay Vishnu who told that he would be coming, but actually Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, came. Generally, the incarnations in this material nature in different universes are expansions of Kshirodakshay Vishnu. Incarnations are expansions of Kshirodakshay Vishnu. Although they have their abode in the spiritual world, in Vaikuntha, but most of them, although they have, but still they come as expansions of Kshirodakshay Vishnu. But this is Krishna, the one that who came on the request of Brahma, is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, of Vrindavan, not the expansion of Kshirodakshay Vishnu, not the Lord of Vaikuntha, not the Lord of Dwarka, but Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like the gopis mentioned in their prayers, Nakhalu Gopika Nandano Bhavan Akhilo Dehinam Antaratmadrik. Nakhalu Gopika, you are not the son of Gopi Jashoda, but you are Akhilo Dehinam Antaratmadrik. You are the super soul, the the witness of every living entity in their hearts. Akhilo Dehinam Antaratmadrik Bikhano Sharthito Vishwaguptaye. Due to the prayers of Lord Brahma, you have come. Bikhano Sharthito Vishwaguptaye Shakho Udaivan Shattatankule. You have appeared in the dynasty of the Shatvatas. Jadus and Vrishnis, they are called Sattatas. So anyway, so here we can see that due to Brahma's prayer, Krishna came. Now, Brahma came and said, no, please, now you can go. A similar thing also we find in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. It was due to Advaita Acharya Prabhu's prayers that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. You remember Advaita Acharya used to offer prayers with offering tulasi and Ganga water, calling to Krishna, requesting to come. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. And then it was Advaita Acharya who actually told him through kind of what is the expression? Kind of there is a typical English expression for that. I am forgetting the word. Meaning, in an indirect way he said it. Nobody goes, riddle. He said it in a riddle. He said something nobody could understand. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood. It's something like that the rice is not selling in the marketplace, like something to that effect. So why should that means all the rice that had to be sold has been sold. Now there's no need to sell anymore. So why should you stay in the market? So you wind up your business and so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore decided to leave. So in similar way, you also see that Brahma requested Krishna to come, and now that the mission has been accomplished, Brahma is telling, please, now you can go back. And going back also, Krishna considered that before he went back, the Jadus has to be sent back. Of course, that's natural also. That Krishna said, let the demigods take birth in the Jadu and Vrishni family. And also, the Lord, when he comes to perform his pastimes, the demigods come. His associates come. The two ways it happens. His eternal associates come with him, and those who are qualified to go back to Godhead also get a chance to take part in his pastimes, and thus they go back to Godhead. In the material nature, those who are qualified, those who have rendered devotional service properly, and they are qualified to go back to Godhead, when the Lord comes and performs his pastimes, they get a chance to perform. They also take part in the Lord's pastimes, and then when the Lord goes back, they also go back. So demigods will go back to Vaikuntha, and where the human beings will go? Human beings will go to Navadvip, which is beyond Vaikuntha, Golok. So human beings took part in Mahaprabhu's pastimes, and the demigods took part in Krishna's pastimes. Those who are qualified, they could go back to Golok Vrindavan, and many of them would have gone back to Vaikuntha. Those who are involved in his Dwarka pastimes, especially. But by participating in Mahaprabhu's pastimes, we get an opportunity to go to Golok Navadvip. And going to Golok Navadvip means also having the access to Golok Vrindavan. So these are the wonderful aspects of Lord's pastimes. So though now apparently it seems now they have to be sent back. Yes, they have to be sent back because the purpose has been accomplished. Just like the Lord has to go back now after accomplishing the purpose, now those who came to participate with him, they also should go back. But therefore this arrangement that the sages cursed. As if due to the sages' curse, they are going to die. But Krishna's associates, they are way beyond the jurisdictions of the sages. Krishna shows respect to the sages, but their situation, Krishna's devotee situation, is superior to the sages' situations. But respect is there because they are exalted personalities. When you look at them from this angle, they are very exalted. But when you look at from the spiritual angle, the devotees are much above the sages. And so here they are, they have been cursed. And we can also see sometimes young boys become little, what's it called, frivolous, making pranks, making fun. Like their attitude was, oh, you know everything, yeah? So let's see, can you please tell us whether this lady will give birth to a boy or a girl? In a funny way. Like, like children, not children, grown-up boys can make fun like that. And that's what they did. But who are those? They are very exalted sages. Like some of them are famous for giving curses, like Durvasha. Narad Muni also the sages give curse. Narad Muni cursed the Nalakuber, the two sons of Kuber, Nalakuber and Manigriv. So this is how the demigods are. The sages give curse when they see some anomalies. Vashishta skars the pashus. So this is how the sages do act, sometimes giving curse. Although Narad Muni is so gentle, Vashishta Muni is so gentle. Even Durvasha didn't give curse. He is also a very fiery person. But he didn't, when he went to Ramchandra, Dasharath refused to let Ram go, and he was appealing. And he was angry, and he said that I would give, he didn't say, he just said that you promised that whatever I wanted, you're going to sanction. But now that I am asking you what I wanted, now you are not fulfilling that. Now they became afraid. Dasharath became worried. Vashishta became worried. Oh my God, if he curses, then who knows what's going to happen. So Vashishta advised Dasharath, better you let him do give him what he wanted. And then he also justified that Durvasha can take care of these demons. Vishwamitra can take care of these demons, no problem. But because he is a Brahmana, he doesn't want to take to violence. And since he's asking, he'll give your son all protection. Of course, how does the Lord need anyone's protection? But anyway, these are pastimes. So anyway, so this is how we have to see the Lord's pastimes, that He is making these arrangements as if due to some material cause, due to some cause, some effect is taking place. But in reality, it's all His arrangement. Who can curse the associates of the Lord? But just like the curse of Jai Vijay, there was a need, so the curse was just an external show. It happened because of this, so that people can relate to that. And so here also there's a curse, and the Jadu dynasty will be finished. So Uddhava is aware of it. Uddhava knew that Krishna is now going to go back to the spiritual world. And he wanted to go back with Krishna, but Krishna told him that he should stay for a little longer. And he told him, Krishna's advice also is, terrible things will happen due to the curse, so you detach yourself, you take sannyas. You detach yourself. Through that, he is actually teaching us what should be our attitude at the time of crisis. Detach yourself. Being attached at a time of crisis simply causes you distress and pain. So detach yourself. That's what he told Uddhava. Detach yourself. And that's why he is advising Uddhava. But through Uddhava, he is actually teaching us. Another reason, it has been pointed out, why Uddhava was asked to stay back, because Krishna did not fulfill all the mission. There are many other people who didn't really meet him or didn't hear from him. Therefore, Krishna arranged that Uddhava should stay back, give them association, instruct them about his instructions. And especially the sages in Badarikashram, Naranarayan and others. So that is the reason why Uddhava had to stay a little longer. And of course, Uddhava is Lord's eternal associate. He will go back to the spiritual world. There is no doubt about that. And this is how Krishna is instructing Uddhava, and through Uddhava, we are actually benefiting. Just as because Krishna told Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, we could get Bhagavad Gita, we could get these amazing instructions, the perfect spiritual wisdom, the essence of the Vedas, essence of the Upanishads, came in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So here also through Uddhava Gita, he is giving the ultimate churning of the Vedic wisdom. So in this way, from 7th chapter, Uddhava Gita started, but now we have come to 11th chapter. So first few chapters were the Avadhutas, how King Jadu met an Avadhuta and what he learned from Avadhuta through his 24 plus 1 spiritual masters. And then Krishna directly started to instruct Uddhava, and here the symptoms of living entities, the symptom of conditioned soul and liberated soul. Isn't it important to understand that what makes one conditioned, what is the cause of some living entities becoming entangled in the material nature, and some living entities are free from any such bondage. Nitya Badhya, Nitya Mukta. So while Krishna is instructing These few verses are Uddhava's question to Krishna. So Uddhava is asking, Sri Uddhava said, "My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, what type of person do you consider to be a true devotee? And what type of devotional service is approved by great devotees as worthy of being offered to your Lordship? My dear ruler of the universe, universal controllers, O Lord of Vaikuntha and Almighty God of the universe, I am your devotee, and because I love you, I have no other shelter other than you. Therefore, please explain this to me." My dear Lord, as the absolute truth, you are transcendental to material nature, and like the sky, you are never entangled in any way. Still being controlled by your devotees' love, you accept many different forms, incarnating according to your devotees' desires. Wonderful point. The Lord's the different forms of incarnation is according to his devotees' desire. So the Lord fulfills his devotees' desire in this way. So now Krishna is responding. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "O Uddhava, a saintly person is merciful and never injures others." So who is a saintly personality? He is merciful and never injures others. He never hurts or injures others. Even if others are aggressive, he is tolerant and forgiving towards all living entities. So that is a sign of a real pure devotee. Like, for example, Haridas Thakur is being beaten mercilessly. Krishna about to release his Sudarshan Chakra. But Sudarshan Chakra couldn't act because Haridas Thakur was wishing them well. So because they are beating, but Haridas Thakur is wishing them well. That's why Sudarshan Chakra couldn't do anything. We see the similar kind of attitude in Jesus Christ also. When he was being crucified, he's praying to the Father, God the Father. Father, please forgive them because they do not know what they're doing. They're crucifying him and he's praying for them. Please forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. So this is the sign of a pure devotee. His heart is so soft that he wishes well. And his heart is so soft, even if he hurts somebody, and afterwards he feels bad. And tries to patch it up. If others are aggressive, he is tolerant and forgiving towards all living entities. His strength and meaning in life come from the truth itself. He is free from all envy and jealousy, and his mind is equal in material happiness and distress. Thus, he dedicates his time to work for the welfare of all others. His intelligence is never bewildered by material desires, and he has controlled his senses. His behavior is always pleasing, never harsh, and always exemplary, and he is free from possessiveness. He never endeavors in ordinary worldly activities. And he strictly controls his eating. He therefore always remains peaceful and steady. A saintly person is thoughtful and accepts me as his only shelter. Such a person is very cautious. in the execution of his duties and is never subjected to superficial transformations, because he is steady and noble even in distressing situation. He has conquered over the 6 material qualities, namely hunger, thirst, lamentation, illusion, old age and death. He is free from all desire for prestige and offers honor to others. He is expert in reviving the Krishna consciousness of the others and therefore never cheats anyone. Rather, he is a well-wishing friend of all. Being most merciful, he is a well-wishing friend to all, being most merciful. Such a saintly person must be considered the most learned of men. He perfectly understands that the ordinary religious duties prescribed by me in various Vedic scriptures possess favorable qualities that purify the performer, and he knows that neglect of such duties constitutes a discrepancy in one's life. Having taken complete shelter at my lotus feet, however, a saintly person ultimately renounces such ordinary religious duties and worships me alone. He is thus considered to be the best among all living entities. Wonderful. So different qualities of a devotee have been described here. 28 qualities have been described here in the purport. So we will discuss these instructions from Krishna next day also. And I just remembered, he was actually, Krishna Kirtan was right. I read this yesterday or the other day. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So let's see the results. 150 participants, 20 questions. Then there are how many winners? 5 winners based on maximum accuracy with minimum time. Gopal Mohan Das from Patna. 95% accuracy. He is on the top. Shushmita Radhika Dasi, Bangalore, 91% accuracy. Radha Priya and Jahnavi Priya Dasi from Surat. Wow. Radha Priya and Jahnavi Priya. From, 91% accuracy. Wonderful. Aparajita Radha Devi Dasi, Ujjain. 90% accuracy. And then in the 5th position, Tarun Kanti Krishna Das, Ujjain, 86% accuracy. Very good. So from the bottom it goes like Tarun Kanti from Ujjain, Aparajita Radha, Tarun Kanti in the 5th position, Aparajita Radha in the 4th position, Radha Priya and Jahnavi Priya in 3rd position, Shushmita Radhika Dasi from Bangalore in the 2nd position, and Gopal Mohan Das from Patna. Gopi Mohan Das from Patna with 95% accuracy. Guru Maharaj, next question is Ramananda Rai Das from Radha Desh, Belgium. Guru Maharaj, you explained that we need to have a complete understanding of Krishna consciousness. Can you please elaborate a little more on that? Give example how it can grow wrong if we don't have such a complete understanding. Well, so complete understanding, Ramananda Rai, means that complete understanding of Krishna and complete surrender to Krishna. So complete understanding should actually lead to complete surrender. And that means pure devotional service. So when that complete understanding is not there, the partial understanding leads us to Karma Mishra Bhakti and Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Bhakti, but still the tendency is there to enjoy in this material nature. Devotee rendering devotional service, but still the desire for enjoyment is there. That's Karma Mishra Bhakti. And then devotee, but want to become liberated from material bondage. They're rendering devotional service, but their goal is to become liberated, achieve liberation. They're the Jnana Mishra Bhakti. So these are incomplete understanding when one is in these two platforms, Karma Mishra Bhakti and Jnana Mishra Bhakti. But complete understanding leads to Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service, which is free from Jnana and Karma. Hemavati Radhika Dasi from South Africa. What happens to the super soul when the soul goes back to Godhead? What happens to the super soul? When the living entity goes back to Godhead, then the super soul becomes either Narayan or Krishna. Either Vaikuntapati or Brajendra Nandan. The soul, super soul, is the witness. But when one renders devotional service, surrendering unto him, then he doesn't remain as a witness. He reciprocates the love. And then he becomes the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Binodini Radhika Dasi. When out of anger one curses another for his incorrect activities, does he also acquire any sin due to giving that curse? If yes, what can be done to be purified of that sin? What can be done? Better not to commit that offense of cursing. Don't curse anybody, right? And you see, the sages, their curse is of different nature. They curse, they don't curse like that. They see that some individual needs some correction, because they can see all three aspects of time, past, present and future. Therefore, they propose not a curse. They propose, you go there, you do that. You become a demon, or so and so forth. Because they see that by either Yogamaya wants them to play that role, or by going through that phase, they will become more advanced. They'll advance in their spiritual life. Just like Kuberatma Jo Baddha Murtaiva Jadvat Taya Mochito Bhakti Bhajo Kritocha. Apparently Narad Muni cursed, but what is Satyavrata Muni saying? Just as Kuberatma Jo Baddha Murtaiva Jadvat, the way you delivered these two sons of Kubera, please deliver me from this material bondage the same way. So, Narad Muni's curse became the benediction from the Lord. Kuberatma Jo Baddha Murtaiva Jadvat Tayamachito Bhakti Bhajo Kritocha Tatha Prema Bhakting Shakang Me Prajacha. Otherwise, the Kuber sons couldn't get Prema Bhakti. But because they were cursed by Narad Muni, they could get Prema Bhakti. Tatha Prema Bhakting Shakang Me Prajacha Namakshe Graho Masti Damodareha. I do not desire liberation. But unqualified people shouldn't curse. Because if unqualified people curse, they'll suffer for that. They'll lose, first of all, they'll lose their piety. devotee should not become angry on anyone and curse. The next question is from Kathleen from Belfast. It has been recorded that Srila Prabhupada said, reciting and hearing verses and bhajans in Sanskrit have a powerful effect, even though we don't understand the meaning. Would you please explain further how this works? Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Kathleen. Very good question. You see, Sanskrit is a language of the soul. So our subtle body or gross body may not understand, but that sound vibration affects the soul and purifies the soul. That's why Prabhupada said that Sanskrit verses and bhajans have powerful effect, even though we don't understand the meaning. We may not apparently understand, but the soul understands. But of course, oftentimes, because the soul is sleeping, the soul cannot listen to that. But the thing is that at least it may have some sort of effect there. Next is Jadurani Devidasi from UK. We are due certain karmic reactions. We are due to, maybe you're saying you are due to receive certain karmic reaction. For example, someone is angry at us and provoking us. We can stay calm, but sometimes we will also get angry back. So my question is, when we don't accept our karma and retaliate against some reactions to our past karma, does that create more karma? So, like these apparent karmic reactions may be there even when you surrender unto Krishna and become a devotee. So, but first thing we have to understand that these karmic reactions are just some, through some very little reaction, Krishna is wiping out these huge karmic reactions. So that is what happens to a devotee. And even if a devotee gets affected by the karma, but the thing is, by practicing devotional service, he'll become free from that karmic reactions. Like sometimes we have a tendency that we can't get rid of, like because of our past habits, we continue. Like once Prabhupada gave one very nice example. Once people are traveling to some place, devotees went to a pilgrimage. And in the morning, people found, when they woke up, that their shoes are missing. Instead of their shoes, some other shoes are there. And so they got very surprised. I mean, how did it happen? Some shoes are there, but their shoes are not there. So one devotee admitted that he used to be a thief and he still has the tendency to steal. But because he has become a devotee, he doesn't want to steal. But because he has a tendency, he just does things like that. Take one shoe from here, put it once a place and brought some other shoes, and that's how he exchanged the thing. And Prabhupada pointed out, this is how even our karmic reactions, our inherent nature remains, but it takes gradually by practicing devotional service, it will go away. Even though, therefore, it is said that the devotees should not be judged according to the past karma. Even if some apichet sudurachara, that's the meaning of the verse. Apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananna bhag sadhureva samantapya. Even though there is some defect in him, recognize him as a sadhu because he'll become purified. So even though, actually it's understandable, one is not going to become a pure devotee the day he joins ISKCON. We can't expect that. Oh, you become a devotee, so Now you must behave like a pure devotee. No, we have to recognize that this person have their karmic reactions, so it will take some time, but the practicing, the process will purify them. This process will purify them. Therefore, we should be tolerant towards them. Okay, Jadurani, does it answer your question? Okay, next is Brajajivan Das, Bangalore. Guru Maharaj, I am facing a lot of struggle during chanting. As soon as I sit and chant, I go to sleep. And even when I walk and chant, I think this question you asked before also, yeah? Brajajivan, did you ask or somebody else asked anyway? And even when I walk and chant, I face a lot of difficulties. One round takes 10 minutes and I feel drowsy and hardly able to hear and able to do only 10 to 12 rounds in the morning program. Also, when someday sleep is not there so much, then mind goes here and there. Guru Maharaj, please bless me and tell how can I improve my chanting. Yeah, keep on practicing. Yeah, I think it happens to everyone. Like especially falling asleep when you're chanting. Falling asleep when you're listening to Bhagavatam class. Did I tell you about the pastimes of Nidra Devi and Ramchandra? When Kumbhakarna was killed, Nidra Devi came to Ramchandra and complained or appealed, "My Lord, Kumbhakarna was my greatest shelter." Nidra Devi means the goddess of sleep. So she said, Kumbhakarna was my best candidate, best student. Now you killed him, what shall I do? Like I want to make people sleep, and so what should I do? Then Ramchandra said, wherever there will be Bhagavad Katha, you can go there. So now we find that wherever there is Bhagavatam class, it's such a wonderful time to fall asleep. Sometimes even Bhagavatam speaker falls asleep. So anyway, don't worry. Don't worry, you're feeling, even if you fall sleepy, feel sleepy, keep on chanting. Like, Krishna consciousness is so purifying, Like I'll tell you about myself. My biggest problem was to get up for Mangalartik when I joined. I just couldn't get up. Because when we were at home, we sleep till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And that's a normal schedule. And now all of a sudden we have to wake up at 3:30 or so. And my roommate those days in Mayapur used to be one very nice godbrother of mine, Tirthapad Prabhu. And he used to wake me up and he used to go to take bath. And he used to wake me up, but I used to fall asleep. I used to find it very difficult to get up. Then he would come back, and this time he won't call me. What he would do is hold me by my arms and start to pull me out of the bed. And then I had to jump out. So that is how it was when I joined. And now, I think I haven't used an alarm clock in last 40 years. I don't use alarm clock. Even if I take rest and I have an important meeting, like I have 20 minutes, after 20 minutes I have to have a meeting, I tell my secretary, if I don't wake up, wake me up 5 minutes before. But they don't have to do that. I wake up myself. So my secretary can testify that. So anyway, Krishna consciousness is all purifying. Don't worry about that. Then from Nitya, from New Jersey, from yesterday's class, Prahlad says about equality, no friends or enemies, how to follow that practically. For example, we invite only devotees and conducive relatives for home programs and avoid enemies, people who don't like us. But we distribute prasad to all without discrimination. What does it mean practically to see everyone equally, and how to consider gold or stone of equal value? Well, I am very focused on collecting donations for temple. Yes, Nitya, very nice question, very thoughtful. You always ask very thoughtful questions. Thank you very much. So, the thing is that, you see, there are different levels. That equality or being equipoised to everyone is the state of a very, very elevated platform. There are three levels of devotion: Uttamadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Kanishta Adhikari. So the way Uttamadhikari acts, you see, their situation is they're so absorbed in Krishna consciousness that they don't have any awareness of this material nature, this world. Therefore their behavior is like that, as if sometimes they're considered to be like a madman, sometimes they're considered to be like a child. Just like a child, he doesn't know who is enemy and who is friend. Similarly, those devotees in that platform. But, like most of us in the material platform, especially when you are preaching, yes, we have to discriminate. What you are doing is right thing from the Madhyamadhika platform. Because why invite somebody who is not favorable to Krishna consciousness, who is antagonistic to Krishna consciousness, to a program? Because they'll simply create disturbance. I remember early days, sometimes this kind of people, I used to get so upset. My whole mood used to get off because I used to start chastise them right there. Because some people are like that. They just come to disturb you, challenge you, in a stupid way, in a very, very adamant way. So it's natural, like we react to that because we are not in that platform. We are very much here, and we are seeing what needs to be done and what doesn't need to be done. So if you're organizing a program, then avoid those individuals, those who are simply going to create disturbance to the program. But as you said, give them Krishna Prasad. Give them Krishna Prasad. And as you are saying, that we have to see the difference between gold and mud. Like yes, mud is mud, gold is gold. Right? And when you go out to collect, if somebody gives you mud, obviously you are not going to be happy. But if somebody comes and gives you $10,000, you'll be very, very happy. So it's natural because, although you don't want it for yourself, but for the sake of Krishna, engaging for Krishna service, there is a difference. So when you have $10,000, you can do so much. You can feed so many people, you can have so many nice programs. So that's how we have to just have an intelligent approach. Then Bhakta Kodi from Seattle. Today is Buddha Purnima. How do devotees of Krishna celebrate on this day properly? How do we view Lord Buddha? Well, in our views, Lord Buddha is an incarnation. But he came to accomplish a very special purpose. So yes, we kind of offer prayers to Buddha, but because Buddha's identity is not really conducive to Krishna conscious devotional service, therefore we don't officially celebrate Buddha Purnima. Because most of the people don't have proper understanding of who Buddha is and why he came. In simple words, Krishna came as Buddha to apparently reject the Vedas and establish an atheistic concept. In simple words, Buddha came in a way to establish an atheistic concept. Buddhist theory is covered atheism. But those Buddhists are benefiting because they're worshipping Buddha. Some indirect benefit they are deriving. Because Buddha is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and worshipping Buddha they are deriving some benefit. But following Buddha's instruction is not even Lord Buddha wants. He came to stop the animal sacrifice that was going on in the name of the Vedas. See, Krishna himself came to stop the animal sacrifice because his tender heart was afflicted seeing the suffering of these animals being slaughtered. And this slaughtering was going on in the name of the Vedas. Therefore he came and established a theory which has nothing to do with the Vedas. So he rejected the Vedas. But the Vedas are the scriptures, Vedas are the means to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead and our spiritual identity, our the spiritual world. All the spiritual informations are in the Vedas. So if you reject the Vedas, what kind of spiritual information you'll get? Therefore his thing was, just be good. Be good. Don't harm others, don't become violent, don't inflict pain on others, etc. Always speak the truth, so and so forth. These are the basic, and these are good advice. Good advice for this world. But how to go back to that world, how to become situated in one's spiritual identity, Buddha didn't say anything. Buddha didn't even reveal his identity as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You know what Buddha did? Whenever he was asked about God, Buddha was silent. He was silent. Therefore, in Buddhist concept, there is no God. You are suffering, just consider how to get rid of your suffering condition and called it nirvana. But then Krishna instructed Lord Shiva, now you come, you re-establish the Vedas. So Shankaracharya came over Buddhism, he established the Vedas again. Anyway, I hope it answers your questions, Cody. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. So, okay, now I'll hand over to Bhakti Prem Maharaj. I've taken a long time today, taken over your Kirtan time, Maharaj.
Naminiti namini